Welcome back everyone. In this video, I will discuss about reactions in MobX. Reactions in MobX is the third pillar and it provides a way to perform side effects in response to state changes. These side effects can include things like logging, triggering animation, routing, API calls, or interacting with external system when observable changes. We generally use reaction for side effects that are not directly tied to the widget tree, such as logging. But if we want to perform side effects which are tied to the UI, for example displaying a dialog or displaying a snack bar, at that time we use a reaction builder widget which is provided by Flutter MobX. Okay. Now there are four types of reactions: autorun, reaction, when, and async when. In this particular video, I will discuss about autorun. Now remember one thing, all of these reactions, this means all these four types of reactions return reaction disposer, which is a function and that can be called to dispose the reaction. Okay, and reactions code should be placed outside the store class. Whenever we will write the reaction code, at that time it should be outside the store class. Okay, let me start with autorun. What is autorun? Autorun is a type of reaction that runs immediately and also on any change in observable inside the function. Now what does it mean? Let me show you with an example. Here what I will do, I will create a folder here and let me give the name as store, and inside this I will create a file. Let me name it as counter. Now inside this here I will create a class, right? Let it be abstract class and let me give the class name as counter with store. Now here I will create observable variable and let me give the variable name as count and let me initialize it with the value 0. Now here I will create action void increment, and inside this increment I will mutate the value of count, that is the observable variable, to count plus plus. And similarly here let me copy this and I will change the function name to decrement, and here it will be count minus minus, right? After that here let me create the class counter equals to this with this, and here let me use part counter dot g dot dot, and let me move to the terminal, and to this terminal I will simply run this command dot run build runner watch. Now it will take some time, and once the code will be executed then all these errors will be gone. As you can see, all the errors are gone, right? After that, as I told you that the reactions code should be written outside the store class, so I will move to main dot dot. In this main dot dot here I will write the code. Okay, here what I will do is that I will declare a variable final counter equals to counter, and here I will use autorun. As you can see, if I can show you once again, whenever I am using autorun, then you can see the return type is reaction disposer, as I discussed. Now here it is taking a function. Now here I will pass this. Okay, now here I will simply print a message, print, and I will print the message as the count is this, then counter dot count. Okay, Now let me run this. Now once I run this, then you can see in the debug console it is displaying the value as the count is 0, because I told you that autorun will run immediately and it will also run whenever the value of the observable which is used inside this function changes, right? So whenever I have run the project, initially it has displayed the message as the count is 0 because this autorun function has run immediately, right? After that, what I will do is that I will call counter dot increment, and then again I will call counter dot increment. Now let me save this. Let me again do a hot restart. Now once I restart the app, then you can see initially it is displayed with the value 0, and since I have called the increment function twice, and what this increment function is doing, it is changing the value of the observable variable count, and since the value of the observable variable count changes, that's why this autorun function is executing once again, and it is displaying the value as the count is 1 and the count is 2. Okay, similarly you can call this decrement. Now let me again restart. Then you can see 0, 1, 2, and since we have decremented the value, again the count value is 1. Now as I told you that whatever reactions we use inside MobX, it returns what? Reaction disposer, as you can see here. Then I will declare a variable final disposer equals to this, and after that here I will call this disposer function. Now once the disposer function has been called, it will stop tracking the value of the observable. Okay, this means after calling this disposer, if I am calling the increment function once again, now this autorun function will not execute. Now let me save this. Let me again restart. Then you can see initially it is displayed 0. Then increment function is called, that's why 1. Again increment function is called, that's why 2. Again decrement function is called, that's why 1. After that I have called the disposer. This means the autorun function is disposed. After that, when I am calling counter dot increment, now that autorun function is not running because it has been disposed. This is how we can use autorun reaction in MobX. That's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching.